My Happy Time storybook. This is for my grandchildren, Miles and Lily. Today I'm gonna read the title of Sharks in Sugarland. King Candy of Sugarland was in a great hurry. He almost fell over a broom which someone had left in the doorway of the Grand Council chamber. Although the councilor did not like to be interrupted, King Candy didn't bother even to knock at the door. The councilors were in the middle of an exciting spelling bee. King Candy sternly held up his hand for silence. "Gentlemen," he announced, "I have terrible news. In 10 days' time it will begin to rain." So Cloudy Caramel, who had been interrupted in the middle of spelling Constantinople, stared open-mouthed. "What?" he stammered. "Who says so?" demanded several voices from all round the room. The royal weather clock has just noticed a large rain cloud approaching Sugarland. The shark was so great that he fell down his ladder and smashed the best royal telescope, which cost 18.5 pounds. "What are we going to do?" "Buy a new telescope, of course," squeaked Baron Butterscotch, who was very old and very stupid. No, snapped King Candy. "I mean about the rain cloud." "But what will happen if it does rain?" demanded Sir Neville Nugget, the youngest counselor, who was only about 9 years old. "Happen?" cried Sir Cloudy Caramel. "We will all be dissolved. Houses, trees, fields, people, everything." "Has it ever rained before?" asked someone. "There was a slight shower in my great-grandfather's time," answered King Candy. He put his head out of a parlor's window to see what all the shouting was about, and the rain washed his hair away. He had a wig made from brown icing, but he was never quite the same again. "What are we going to do?" quavered all the councilors at once. Just then Prince Peppermint hurried into the council chamber. "Hello, Father," he cried, slapping King Candy so hard on the back that some of the icing cracked from his crown. "Whoosh! Please don't do that again. At a time like this, too." "What's the matter?" laughed Prince Peppermint. "Has Giant Gamp been stealing sugar from the mountain tops again?" They told Prince Peppermint the awful news. "Phew, that's easy." The prince smirked at their worried face. "Go on," cried King Candy. "And don't bother to come back," added Baron Butterscotch. Sir Cloudy Caramel placed a large cushion on the Baron's bald head and sat on it. "We will have a spell made to turn the rain cloud into a lollipop or something. There are plenty of people in Sugarland who claim to be good at spells," continued Prince Peppermint. Several of the councilors looked down at their sugar-coated shoes and coughed. King Candy laughed. "Clever, my boy, very clever. The brains of the royal family come from my side of it. Princess Peardrops would never have thought of such an excellent, wonderful idea. He became rather muddled with pride. We will offer a reward. Let's get posters in the streets right away. No need to worry anymore. But at the next council meeting, the councillors were frowning at each other more gloomily than ever. 3 days gone and no one has come forward with a spell, moans Sir Cloudy. Everyone knows that the king will have anyone who fails melted down into sugar lumps, said Sir Neville, chewing his robe absent-mindedly. Shh, here he comes now. King Candy bustled into the council chamber. Well, why so gloom? No spell, answered Sir Cloudy Caramel. Ha ha, laughed King Candy. I have a far better idea. You will never guess what. The councillors looked more gloomily. It's very simple. Until the rain has come and gone, we will borrow giant gums to umbrella. It is quite big enough to cover the whole of the land. We won't land it, answered Sir Cloudy Caramel immediately. He has been sulking ever since we refused him the last cartload of sugar lumps. Pooh, sneered King Candy. We will give him a whole mountain of sugar for the loan of his umbrella. So Prince Peppermint went off on his bicycle to ask Giant Gum to lend them his umbrella. The prince soon returned. It's no use, he won't lend it. Says he wants to keep dry himself and he doesn't care if we all melt away in 2 minutes. King Candy looked at the councillors and the councillors looked at King Candy. Brump a dump, snorted Baron Butterscotch mournfully. By the way, asked Prince Peppermint, is the reward still offered? Doubled, said Sir Cloudy. Trebled, added King Candy. Then I have an idea, and I claim the reward. We must build a roof over Sugarland. What? Stammered King Candy. A roof! A glass roof, of course, to let it in the sunlight, went on Prince Peppermint. I will catch the next bus to the land of glass goblins and bring them all back with me to build a glass roof for us. Take too long, muttered Sir Cloudy Caramel. Too long, echoed the other councillors. Oh, too wide, perhaps, added Baron Butterscotch wisely. Oh, no, it won't, cried Prince Peppermint. I shall offer the glass goblin as many sugar lumps as they can eat, plus a holiday at King Candy's own expense, plus 9 pence halfpenny a week to spend on what they like. They will soon build us a fine roof. Then we need never be afraid of rain ever. And while King Candy and his councillors were still jabbering with excitement, Prince Peppermint had gone to catch the next bus to the land of glass goblins. Here they come, cried King Candy, waving his best pink icing clown in the air. Prince Peppermint was riding next to the driver of the bus. Glass goblins were sticking out of every window riding on the roof and hanging from the luggage rack. They were singing a song. We are made of glass from top to toe. Hi-ho! How smart, how clever, how good we are, ha-ha! Now we will soon be safe from the rain, sighed King Candy happily. Prince Peppermint jumped out of the bus, followed by an avalanche of glass goblins. They rolled in all directions like marbles and began to gobble all the odd bites of sugar they could find. They even nibbled the trimming from the bottom of the Baron Butterscotch's robe. "Tch! Get off!" roared the poor Baron, hopping about like a frog. "Where are the things to build the roof?" demanded Sir Cloudy Caramel. "The things," began Prince Peppermint and stopped suddenly. The glass goblins were far too busy eating to take any notice of Prince Peppermint. King Candy looked into the bus. It was empty. There was no glass. There were no tools. "They must have forgotten them," mumbled Prince Peppermint. "I will take the bus back for them. Won't be long." "What's that noise?" demanded King Candy. "Ha ha 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 hee hee hoo hoo." Sir Neville Nugget scolded. "It sounds to me like Giant Gump laughing," he announced. "Ho ho, build a roof, glass goblin, pooh!" Giant Gump poked his hairy face through the gap between the two mountains. He was grinning a wide grin. "Laughing at us!" exclaimed King Candy. Just then the royal weather clock came rushing down the street, tripped over some glass goblins, and landed on King Candy's best brown sugar shoes. "Sir," puffed the weather clock, "the rain cloud, it's almost here. We will all be melted. Look through the telescope." King Candy looked. "Crack my sugar bowl," he cried. "It's just coming over the mountains. I must find the Queen." Sir Cloud and Sir Neville took turns in looking through the telescope. "Can't find the Queen," panted King Candy, rushing back. "Anyone seen her?" "Hee ha ho hoo hoo ha ha ha," roared Giant Gump, poking up his umbrella and waving it about the sky. All the people of Sugarland were staring at the rain cloud, which was now floating lazily across the sugar mountains. Giant Gump's laughter was like thunder. "Look!" yelled Sir Cloudy Caramel. King Candy snatched the telescope. "Where's the rain cloud?" he demanded. Sir Cloudy was rolling on the floor with laughter. "It's gone!" Everyone was dancing and cheering. He swallowed it, laughed Sir Cloudy Caramel when at last he could speak. The wind blew the cloud into poor old Gamp's beard, and he was so busy laughing at us that he swallowed it. "Hurrah!" cried King Candy, shaking hands with everyone, even himself sometimes. There was a sudden clatter as Prince Peppermint returned in the bus. They soon had the glass goblins packed in to send them back. That's the end. Thank you.